You've all seen the movies, right? The creepy porcelain doll with the terrifying grin. But what if I told you the real story is even more unsettling? Forget Hollywood. Let's travel back to 1970 and uncover the truth behind the real Annabelle doll. It all started with a nursing student named Donna. For her birthday, her mom bought her a seemingly innocent Raggedy Ann doll from a hobby store. Donna and her roommate, Angie, placed the doll on a bed in their apartment, and for a while, everything was normal. But then, things started getting strange. At first, it was subtle. The doll would be in a slightly different position than they left it, maybe a leg crossed or an arm moved. They brushed it off, thinking they just didn't remember moving it. But soon, the movements became more dramatic. They'd leave the apartment with Annabelle on Donna's bed, only to come home and find her sitting on the couch in the living room with the door securely locked. Then came the notes. They began finding little messages written on parchment paper, something they didn't even own. The messages said things like, "Help us," or "Help Lou." Lou was a friend of theirs who, from the very beginning, felt a deep sense of unease around the doll. He told Donna to get rid of it, sensing a powerful evil emanating from the simple toy. Donna and Angie, however, were still trying to find a rational explanation. Convinced something paranormal was happening, they decided to contact a medium. The medium held a seance and told them a spirit was attached to the doll. The spirit's name was Annabelle Higgins, a 7-year-old girl who had tragically passed away on the property where their apartment building now stood. The spirit said she felt comfortable with Donna and Angie and wanted to stay with them to inhabit the doll. Feeling sorry for the lonely child spirit, Donna and Angie gave her permission. And that's when things escalated from strange to terrifying. The paranormal activity intensified. Lou's experiences were the most frightening. One night, he woke up from a deep sleep, completely paralyzed. He couldn't move a muscle, but he could see the Annabelle doll at the foot of his bed. He watched in horror as it slowly glided up his leg, stopped on his chest, and began to strangle him until he blacked out. He was convinced he would have died if he hadn't been woken up. Another time, Lou and Angie were in the apartment, planning a road trip, when they heard rustling from Donna's room. Thinking it might be an intruder, Lou quietly went to the door. He listened for a moment, then threw the door open. No one was there. Everything was as it should be, except for the Annabelle doll, which was sitting in a corner on the floor. As he approached the doll, he suddenly felt a searing pain, as if someone had clawed his chest. He looked down, and there on his shirt were 7 distinct claw marks, bleeding through the fabric. 3 were vertical, 4 were horizontal. The wounds were hot like burns. Inexplicably, they healed almost completely within 2 days, leaving no trace. This was the final straw. Donna finally accepted that the spirit they were dealing with was not a harmless little girl. It was something inhuman and malevolent. Desperate for help, she contacted a priest, who then put her in touch with 2 of the most famous paranormal investigators in history, Ed and Lorraine Warren. Ed and Lorraine arrived at the apartment and immediately concluded that this was not a case of a human spirit possessing a doll. They explained that spirits don't possess objects. They possess people. What was happening, they said, was a demonic entity was manipulating the doll, using it as a conduit. Its ultimate goal wasn't to stay in the doll. It was to possess a human host. The moving doll, the notes, the attacks, it was all a staged performance to instill fear and weaken their resolve, making them vulnerable to possession. The spirit of Annabelle Higgins was a complete fabrication created by the demon to gain their sympathy and, most importantly, their permission to enter their lives. The Warrens determined the situation was critical and performed an exorcism prayer in the apartment to cleanse it. For everyone's safety, they decided to take the doll with them. Ed, knowing the entity was still attached to the doll, chose not to take the highway back home, fearing the demon might interfere with the car. He stuck to the back roads, but even then, the drive was treacherous. The car's engine kept cutting out, the power steering failed, and the brakes gave him trouble, especially on dangerous curves. Ed had to stop and splash the doll with holy water to calm the activity long enough for them to get home safely. Once at their house, the trouble didn't stop. Ed placed the doll in his office and it began levitating. It appeared in different rooms of their house. A visiting priest, who didn't believe the story, mockingly picked up the doll and said, "You're just a doll, Annabelle. You can't hurt anyone." On his drive home, his brakes failed and he was involved in a near-fatal car crash. He survived but told the Warrens he saw the doll in his rearview mirror right before he lost control. The Warrens realized the doll was too dangerous to be left unsecured. Ed built a special glass case for it, inscribed with holy symbols and prayers. This case now resides in the Warrens Occult Museum in Connecticut. To this day, the real Annabelle doll, the simple, smiling Raggedy Ann doll, sits inside that locked case. A sign warns visitors, positively do not open. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones that hide behind the most innocent faces. The story is a stark contrast to the Hollywood version, isn't it? No dramatic movie designs, just a simple child's toy used as a channel for something truly dark. It makes you wonder what other secrets are hidden in plain sight. What do you think about the real Annabelle story? Is it more or less scary than the movies? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed diving into the real case files of the paranormal, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more true scary stories. Thanks for watching.